Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. We're ready. We're ready. It's a crime to be sleeping. It's a crime if your video is not open. It's a crime if you don't have a pen and paper. Like me, I have this one. You cannot come in
Okay.
front of greatness
Can you
without
hear me?
something to write. You're welcome, sir. Yeah, we can hear you.
Confirm that you can hear me and you can.
We can hear you, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay, confirm again. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, sir. We can see
So,
you. We can hear you.
first of all, I recognize the presence. I welcome everybody to this meeting. And I recognize the presence of the G8 leaders. And in no particular order, Ambassador Ronke Koshemani, the G8 leader of the World Creation Nation. I recognize her. Welcome. I recognize the legend himself, Ambassador Sam Ozani, the GA leader of the Legend Nation. I recognize the Unstoppable himself, Dr. Victor Barson, the GA leader of the Unstoppable Nation. I recognize Dr. Elijah Mba, the Phenom himself, the GA leader of the Star Nation. I recognize Ambassador Vincent Wilson, the birthday boy. Today is his birthday. Wish him some love. The GA leader of the Great Achievers Nation. I recognize Ambassador Nefe Simai, the GA leader of the Vision Nation. I recognize Ambassador Kelechi Odere, the GA leader of the Champions Nation. I want to say you're all welcome. This meeting is not complete without you guys, and of course my humble self, the GA leader of the Eagle and Diamond Nation. I want to recognize all of you guys as we take on this journey. So before I continue, when I logged in to this meeting, it was 9:59. Or as I logged in before 9:59, and as at 9:59, there were less than 50 people. There were 49 people. In fact, when Ambassador Fine started this meeting at 9:59, he started 9:59 on the dot. There were about 49 people in this Zoom room. And as at 10 o'clock, there were about 50-something, 59, 61. Now, we are 268. What it means is over 200 people came late for this Kingsman induction. If it were to be a proper induction in the military, and they told you you're getting inducted by 10 o'clock, once the program starts, I'm very sure that they won't allow you to enter. The reason is because discipline is the hallmark of any military or paramilitary organization. So failing that discipline test already puts you in a place where, I remember in school, most of the most revered lecturers, once they enter the class before you, you can't come into the class. Once they enter the class, you can't walk into the class. So, but the challenge is this, and that's why this meeting is very important, very, very extremely important. The challenge is, Miles Moreau said that when the purpose of a thing, Miles Moreau of blessed memory, he said that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. I say that when the purpose of a thing is not known, wastage is inevitable. When the purpose of a thing is not known, it's impossible to maximize potentials. When the purpose of a thing is not known, it becomes impossible to maximize the potential of that thing. And when you can't maximize the potential of a thing, you waste it. So it's not about having a thing. If you don't know what the purpose is, you can't maximize its potential. And I'm going to break it down. Every organism, every matter, every material. Let me take an example. Let me take a phone, for example. Every phone is built for a particular purpose. And inherent in every created thing, either they were created or they were manufactured. Every created or manufactured thing is created and manufactured with a particular purpose in mind. Inherent in that object, whether it be human being, whether it be material, whether it be gadget, inherent in that object is the potential to fulfill that which it was creatively designed for. Let me take a phone, for example. A phone is created to make calls, receive calls, communicate. So this phone has the potential organically in it to function in the purpose for which the manufacturer or the designer created it. This phone cannot struggle to make calls. This phone cannot struggle to send messages. This phone cannot struggle to take pictures, because that is the intention and the purpose for which the phone was created. So inside this phone is the technology, enabling technology that enables it to function in its purpose effortlessly. Take a plane, for example. A plane is designed to fly in the air. Inside the aeroplane are technologies, because the intention of the person that designed the airplane was for the aeroplane to fly in the air. So the intention is calculated in the designing of that aeroplane. So when the airplane was being designed, the purpose for the aeroplane was taken into consideration when fabricating the aeroplane, so that intrinsically and organically, the aeroplane has what it takes to fulfill its purpose effortlessly. So When the purpose is not known, you can't tap into the creative design of the manufacturer. So you use the object for something else. This phone can be used to kill mosquito. This phone can be used for a lot of things. So you can use the object for several things, but what the object is intrinsically enabled to do is where you can maximize the potential of that object. So that doesn't mean they can't use the object for any other thing. They can use the object for crazy things. There's some things they can use this phone to do. You can use this phone to play table tennis, to serve. Hey, you can use it to, there's several things you can use it as torchlights. But the phone, even though it can serve as torchlights, that is not its potential. You can use the phone to check time. The phone can be used to check time, but that's not the intention of the manufacturer when it was manufacturing the phone. We already have a watch. If I want to check time, there's a watch, there's a wall clock, there is this, there is this. This, if it's to check time, if it's to, nobody goes to a phone shop to buy phone because he wants to know what the time is. But you know what happens? Because the purpose of things are not understood and well explained, people begin to use it for other things. And as a result, you waste the potential of that object, human being, material, is never maximized. That's why I said when the purpose is not known, you can't maximize the potentials. And when the potentials are not maximized, it's a waste. It's a waste of the creative design. It's a waste of potential. It's the waste of ability. It's a waste of technical design. It's a total garbage of waste. So let me bring it home, because this is critically important. When the purpose of a meeting is not understood, you can't gain, you can't take advantage of the potentials of that meeting, because they don't even know what the meeting was set for in the first place. You see some people go to church, go to mosque. They don't know the purpose of going to church or going to mosque. So when they come to church, they're showing their outfits. They're showing their okay, I bought this new suit. I'm going to church to show it. It's not wrong to go to church to show it, or to go to mosque. It's not wrong. But that's not the purpose of the church. That's not the purpose of the mosque. So when they come, they waste that experience. So they stay in service for 2 hours or in the mosque for 1 hour or so. And when they come out, I don't go church, I don't go mosque. But they wasted that experience, because that is the place meant to build you spiritually. So people even go there to look to chase girls or to chase guys. There's nothing wrong with building relationships. But why not wait after service? Then on your way out. Because if you came to church or to the mosque, if you understand the purpose why they say go to church on Sunday or go to mosque on Friday, if you understand that purpose, then when you come, you maximize what that thing is for before other things. So what I came here to do is to induct Kingsmen. But what is the use of inducting Kingsmen if they don't know, if people don't understand the purpose of being a Kingsman in the first place? So what I'm going to do in the next few minutes is to expose, expound, expatiate on the purpose of being a Kingsman, so that the real induction will happen next week, Saturday. So when I'm coming for the induction, you have a proper understanding of why am I even being inducted as a Kingsman, so that you can take delivery of the potentials that is embedded in this whole process. For some of them, let's be that I'm a Kingsman now. Why do I need to be an inducted Kingsman? Why why am I coming here? This is a Saturday morning. I could do a lot of things. Why do I have to leave? Some of the nations cancel their millennial school training. A lot of people cancel it. Why do I need to leave all those things to come and be an inducted Kingsman? If you don't understand the purpose, you can't take advantage of the potentials of this whole experience. So you can come here and leave and not gain anything. So the first reason why you need to know the purpose of a thing is so that you can maximize the potential and eliminate waste. In fact, I'm going to say this. When you understand the purpose of a thing, it becomes easy. Most of you think, oh, being a Kingsman is hard. It's because you don't understand it. I'm going to explain it to you. So the first purpose, so this is going to be like a pre-induction training. And I'm going to do another induction next week, Saturday. So why do you need to understand the purpose of a thing? So that you can avoid waste, you can maximize its potential, because everything is enabled to function towards the direction of its purpose. Number two, why do I need to understand the purpose of a thing? The reason I need to understand the purpose of it, and the reason I'm taking my time to explain to you the purpose of what we're doing here, is so that you can maximize it and it makes sense to you. So this whole thing can make sense to you. Number two, why must we understand the purpose of a thing? When you don't understand the purpose of a thing, you can write this down on the entrepreneur mentor's quote. When you don't understand the purpose of a thing, you can't reap the rewards that thing brings. Let me say it again. When you don't understand the purpose of a thing, you cannot reap the rewards that thing brings. So why do I need to understand the purpose of it? So I can get the rewards. And I'm going to break it down so you understand it. Why do I work in the bank? Let's say I'm a banker. No, so I can earn money and take care of myself and my family. No, that's not the purpose. The banker is the person that owns the bank. You that works there, you're a bank staff or a bank worker. The banker, the person that owns that bank, did not employ you because he wants to give you money and for you to take care of yourself. That is not the purpose he employed you. The purpose, the reason the banker employed you is so that when he can come in and deliver service to his teeming customers. And as a result of delivering service, which is the purpose of a thing, you can now be rewarded. Why do I work in a restaurant? I'm working in a big restaurant. Why am I working in a restaurant? So I can make money and take care of myself. That is not the purpose of the restaurant. The owner of the restaurant, if he wants to give you money, don't need to work, he will dash you money. The reason he employed you in that his or her restaurant is because he wants you to serve food, or he wants you to prepare food, or he wants you to attend to customers and provide excellent customer service. So when people come to the restaurant, they don't just eat, they have a proper ambience. The reason you are a cleaner in that restaurant is when people come in, the place is clean to sit down. He didn't come to work as a cleaner because he wants to earn money. No. You came to work as a cleaner because you need to make people comfortable. They want to eat in a place. If I come into a place and I want to eat and everywhere is dirty, how will I want to eat food in a dirty and dusty environment? So the purpose of the cleaner being employed is not so that the cleaner can be earning salary, but for the cleaner to make sure that the place is clean for the customers that are coming to feel comfortable to eat their food. And a lack of understanding of this purpose is what makes people enter into a place and they waste opportunities. They can't get experience. I'm coming here to make money. No, you're not coming to make money. Money is an aftermath of the services you're rendering. I'm coming here to render a particular service in line with the purpose of the organization. That's why a lot of people work and they don't get rewarded. When you work, you get paid. But when you understand the purpose of a thing and you work in line with the purpose, you get rewarded. Reward is different from payment. I can pay you for a service, but you can go without the reward. The payment is usually in cash. Reward exceeds cash payment. Have you ever seen people that come and work after working for you? You pay them, and after you pay them, you delete that as they are going. How much is it? I've had that experience. How much is it? As you're paying the person, you're deleting that person's number. You pay the person, but no reward. Has somebody ever come to work for you? As the person working for you, after paying the person, you recommended that person. That's a reward. Because reward goes beyond pay. You recommended that person. You put in a good word. So you know what? I have somebody that does this. Or you talk nice about that person. Or you go and you make a nice comment on that person's brand. That is a reward, not just the pay. And rewards are only gotten when you understand the purpose of a thing. So in a nutshell, why do I need to know the purpose of being a Kingsman? So number one, I can maximize the potential and eliminate waste. Time will fail me to talk about waste in another context. But number two, so I can get the rewards of being a Kingsman. If you understand why you want to be a Kingsman, you won't come late to this meeting. By 9:55, you're already logged in. The meeting that is starting by 10, you will not come by 10 o'clock. You won't come by 10:01. You won't log in. You won't. But when you don't understand the purpose, in fact, some people may be logged in here and are never listening to me. Because I want this, let it be that the reason for I've attended now. I attended now. See me, I attended. I'm now a Kingsman. I'm now a Kingsman. I'm now a Kingsman. You don't understand the purpose. They might be watching TV. They might be on Instagram as I'm talking now, scrolling through because they don't get it. So guess what? They become a Kingsman. 2 months down the line, they quit. How many Kingsmen have become Kingsmen? As a Kingsman, the attrition rate of Kingsmen should be close to zero. But most Kingsmen, when you say Kingsman talk, are you really a Kingsman? And you're talking like this. They didn't understand. So they didn't maximize the experience. If I'm communicating to you, go to the chat box and type, I hear. Go to the chat box and type, I hear. If I'm communicating to you, go to the chat box and type, I hear you. I want to be sure I'm communicating. But over 300 here, but only 50 came online. So I want to take my time to explain to you what is the purpose of being a Kingsman? Are you ready? If you are ready, say, I am ready. Tap, I am ready. Tap, I am ready. Tap, I'm ready. What is the purpose of being a Kingsman? Are you ready to hear it? Go and tap, I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. Now, what is the purpose of being a Kingsman? Why was Kingsmanship created? Why was it designed? Now, before you can understand, that's what we call the law of first principle. Before you can become an accountant, you must pass basic, how do I put it? You must pass Maths 101. So, before you can understand why Kingsman is created, there are certain things you must know. You must understand the business that we do. If you don't understand the business that we do, how then can you understand? How then will you want to understand why should you become a Kingsman? I'm sure if I'm to open and say, why do you want to become a Kingsman? I want to become a Kingsman because I want to become an emergency leader. No. So let me break down the business that we do. If I break down the business that we do, then you can understand why you should become a Kingsman. What is the business that we do? Just like the banker is not just coming to the bank. I'm not working in GT Bank because I want to earn salary. I'm working in GT Bank so I can help improve the brand of GT Bank, serve the customers in whatever area. I might be working in IT. If I'm working in IT, my job in IT is to make sure that the infrastructures are up and running 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week. I'm not just there to make money. I'm there to make sure that the IT infrastructure is up and running so that customers can have access to their phones and have easy life. That's why I'm there. Then I get paid as a result of what I'm doing. So we're not in this business to make money. That's what I'm trying to say. We're in this business for the purpose I'm going to explain. That in why fulfilling that purpose, you make money. Do you know if you're not making money in this business over time, it's because you have not understood the business, you've not understood the purpose of the business. As a result, you've not maximized the potential, you're not getting the rewards of the business. So just like I said, the bank staff is there not to earn income, but to provide value, certain kind of value. And because of the value he's providing, he makes money. So in our business, let me tell you what our business is. Our business, C21 Freedom Group, the Diamond Project, and all what we're doing here is to raise a financially free people. I want you to get it. Because if you get it today, if you get what I'm about to tell you, it will amaze you how far you'll go in this business. To raise a financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people so that collectively we can use our resources to affect the world positively. This is the purpose of the business. We call it the vision. That's the purpose. That's the vision. We are not here to make money. We're here to raise financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people so that collectively we can use our resources to affect the world positively. That is the purpose of everything we're doing here. And if you are now fulfilling the purpose, then you can get the rewards of the business. You can maximize the potential of the business, and we wouldn't waste experience. So if you understand this and you're doing it, it's impossible for you not to have money. If I own a restaurant and I employ a chef and the person is diligent in preparing great meals, it's impossible for that person not to be paid because it's providing value to the extent of the to the tune of the purpose for which the restaurant is created. If I employ somebody in my restaurant and the person comes and is a good dancer, he's dancing well, he's entertaining my people. At the end of the day, they laugh finish, they're no longer hungry. They say, oh, more, I came here hungry, more. I don't laugh, tired. I'm not even hungry. Let me go. Even though the guy is doing work, but the work he's doing is not in tandem with the purpose of my restaurant. So I can't pay him. I can't pay her. So our business, the purpose of our business is to raise financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people. To what end? Why are you raising financially people? So that collectively we can use our resources to affect the world positively. If I'm worth 10 million naira, for example, and I want to affect people, I can give 1 million naira. But if there are 1,000 of us that are worth 10 million, and we say, let us bring out 1 million naira each, it becomes 1 billion naira. People are affecting their world individually. Our purpose is not to affect, everybody affects their world. I'm sure somebody here must have given to a poor, must have done. I don't have a problem. People affect their world individually. Our purpose is not to affect our world individually. Our purpose is to affect the world collectively. And the reason for that is, if I want to break down the wall and I'm using a punch, I can't make enough impact to break the wall. But if I gather 1,000 people and we push the wall, it goes down. Our purpose is to come together as a whole, like a broom, and in that magnitude of force, affect something that is monumental. That is why you see the signage within the GA leaders, within everybody. Everybody here, every GA leader here can run their business independently. Why are they coming together? Because they understand we need the magnitude. So if one can chase 1,000, two will chase 10, two will not chase. My mathematics tells me now, if it's mathematics, quantitative analysis, if one person can chase 1,000, how many can two people chase? If it takes 3 days for two people to sweep a house, how many days will it take for? That's my mathematics, but we understand that if one person can chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. How many will now 1,000 chase? So the purpose is, it's not just going to do your thing. The purpose is come together as a force and do monumental things and affect the world positively. I can affect somebody. I can train a child. I can I can feed a family. But when only me is doing it, it's not the purpose. I want when 500,000 people come together and we say, let us go and do something. The impact is different from the impact. If the 500,000 people go and be doing it individually, you cannot compare to the impact when they come together and they push it. That's the purpose of what we're doing here. So that's why the togetherness, the coming together is extremely important. Because it's to collectively. That's why everybody comes under structure, because it's a collective thing. I can do this, you can do this. If both of us come together, we can do more. Imagine if we are the 347 people here, says, okay, let us contribute 100,000. Do you know how much it's going to be? Everybody here now can donate 100,000 for what it costs. Everybody is a Kingsman, because everybody here is supposed to be a Kingsman. So somebody, please get a calculator. How much is 347 times 100,000? Somebody do the mathematics. If the 347 of us here donate 100,000 naira each, somebody do the math and tell me how much it is. How much do we have? 34.7 million. Do you know what we can do with 34.7 million naira today? None of us can do it individually. That's what I'm talking about. If you carry 100K, what can you do? If we gather 35 million naira now, maybe around 35 million naira, and we say, can we do you know what 35 million naira can do to this work today? Do you know with 35 million naira, you can train people you can train people in schools from year 1 to final year. Do you know with 35 million naira, you can change your community? Do you know with 35, do you know what you can do collectively? If I carry collective 35 million and give to somebody here, a lot of things can happen. Do you know what can happen with 35 million naira? That is the purpose of what we're doing. Do you know how many people will live today if we carry 35 million naira and go to one rural area and start up a project? It will shock you that people will die tomorrow. That people will die tomorrow because that thing is not being done. But what did we do? Everybody here dropped 100K. You're a Kingsman, you can drop if you're a Kingsman in this business, you can drop 100K. But because there's a collective effort, it now becomes 35 million naira. And oh my goodness. No, I don't want to go there. You see, there's a burden on our shoulders. Most of us, at the end of our lives, the questions God will ask us is not, what food did you eat on the 19th of July? Did he eat bacon? Did he eat fried eggs? Nobody will ask you that question. What they're asking you, what about Timothy? So what is Timothy? What's Timothy? How is Timothy? What about Timothy? He tell the angel, please, I don't know any Timothy. He will tell you, Timothy is somebody your team should have helped. Let me break it down. You're running this business, you help people to raise money. And let's just say in your small team, of course, the mention of a J leader. Okay, maybe you raise 34 million, 34.7 million, or 35 million. And you carry that 35 million and go to a rural place, and there's a Timothy there that is thinking, so God, I'm so intelligent, I cannot go to school. God, he hates me. God, well, in fact, I'm going to join. Most of the people that join gang, armed robbery, is because they have a low perception of themselves. They feel the world doesn't care about them. God doesn't care about them. So I might as well go rogue. If God cared about me, why will I be suffering? Why my father died? Why my mother died? What did I do? In fact, I don't care. But your business is supposed to pick up that child and tell the child, I will train you in school. And Timothy says, you train me in school, but you don't know me. Yes, I just want to train you. And he says, God, somebody that does not know me, somebody that's not related to me, is interested in me to pay for my education. Hi. God, if I succeed in this life, I will go and help other people. And that Timothy becomes a light in his world. But it became a light because somebody shone light on him. But it's not you to do your business and raise people that do the collective vision. You're doing anyhow. And that Timothy, check. God will not come down from heaven to pay Timothy's school fees. It is you and I he will use. So if you don't pay Timothy's school fees, Timothy might end up an armed robber, join kidnapping, join all kinds of hideous crimes. And Timothy will go and kill somebody's husband. And that woman will say, God, what did I do that you allow my husband to? If there is God, my husband will not have died. In fact, there is no God. There is no God. There is no God. And that woman will go to hell. I'm trying to show you. So when God is asking you, what about Timothy? What he's saying is, you would have prevented Timothy from being a gang, an armed robber. You would have prevented him from killing that man. That prevented that man from his children being orphans. Would have prevented that man from having a widow. Would have prevented that widow from denying God. Would have prevented the man's children from saying that he's going to the streets. One act of kindness can save a generation. So when God asks, what about Timothy? He's asking you certain questions about the business. But when people don't understand the purpose of a thing, then you don't have. So if you understand that the purpose is for us to collectively, it's not just to make money, it's not just to raise financially free people, it's for us to raise financially free people who can multiply so that we can be many, so that collectively we can save the lives of Timothy from the streets. Do you know how many people that are going into crime, if they had gone to school, if somebody had showed them some kind of love, you see, they wouldn't have gone into crime. My mentor, Tony Robbins, what changed his life when he was small, 11 years or so, there was no food in the house. And his father was fighting with his mother. His mother was saying, this is Thanksgiving. You cannot, the mother was telling the father, you are less than the man. You cannot provide for your family. You should be ashamed of yourself. When the woman is telling you that kind of thing, it's not palatable. The man is saying, I've tried my best. Nobody cares about us. I'm working hard. I'm working my butt off. I leave in the morning. I come back in the night. I cannot kill myself. I'm doing so many things. I cannot kill. Nobody cares about me. Nobody. As a young boy of 11 years, what he was hearing is that the world doesn't care about me. The world is brutal, ruthless. Nobody sends you. It's a jungle. It's a forest. Nobody cares about us. That was what he was hearing. Words of hatred. Words of hatred. And he was seeing the parents fight. The mother insulting the father. The father was so angry. They were fighting. There was no food. He was hungry as a child. And the father looked at him and said, nobody cares about us in this world. Look at how poor the government doesn't care. Nobody cares. Look at your mother insulting me. I failed as a man. I failed as a man. No matter what I do, there are no jobs. And the thing was piercing the boy's heart. And in the middle of all of this, there was a knock at the door. And when the young boy went to open the door, somebody brought food. I said, oh, I'm just sharing food in the neighborhood. This is Thanksgiving. Brought plenty food. The guy closed the door. I told my dad, he said, nobody cares about us. The guy knocked again. He saw food, he was hungry. He went and called the dad. The dad said, leave that man, close the door. Nobody cares. I said, Daddy, somebody actually cares about us. Somebody brought food for us. Who is the person? We don't know. The man came. His ego didn't even allow him. He couldn't believe it. The boy collected that food and he says, no, somebody really do care. So somebody cares that I've not eaten. You know, that what became so emotional for him. Oh, somebody cares that I've not eaten. I thought nobody cares. Oh, somebody actually cared that I've not eaten. I went out of his way to buy plenty food. That incident rewired his mind. And he said, I will grow up to care about people. Everything about his life was skewed. I will grow up to care about people. He started feeding the nation. He has fed over 1 billion families. That same action is what inspired me to start the Feed the Family project. From somebody just bringing food to him when he was young. He has fed over 1 billion families. We have fed the ones who are fed in Nigeria. That same action. So if you understand the purpose of this business, then you begin to recalibrate your mindset. If you understand the purpose of this business, now the purpose is we have to do something collectively. That's the purpose. Now, for us to do something collectively, there has to be order and ranking. There is no order. If there's a crowd that doesn't have order is a mob. So if our goal is to raise financially people who raise other financial, so we can create much crowd. That's why everywhere you see our events, you always see crowd. You see, we don't have issues gathering crowd. Do you know why? It's in the essence of our purpose. Nobody here struggles to gather crowd. The problem is that we don't even have a hall that can contain us in Nigeria. That's why I want to go to the National Stadium next year. Any event you see, crowd, you think it's easy. It's not easy. Go and try it. It's because in our purpose, in our DNA, crowd is there. If I fix an event by Wednesday, it will be over. Have we ever done an event and the place was not maxed out? It's not possible. You think it's easy? Go and do it now. When we launched the Diamond Project in February 2020, last year, those of you that were there can attest to what I'm telling you. Crowds were standing in front of Sheraton for morning, from 11 a.m. People came at 11 a.m., 10 a.m. They were standing under the sun till 5 p.m. It's not luck. It's because in our DNA, there's a technology that pulls crowd because our purpose is to gather crowd, convert them, and use that crowd effect to make a sound impact. Events after events were shutting down everywhere. Even if you don't put it paid, there's a problem. Paid events shut down everywhere because that's in our DNA. So our purpose is to get the crowd, then galvanize the crowd. But for you to galvanize a crowd, there has to be order and structure. Otherwise, it becomes a mob. So for there to be order and structure, there has to be rank and files. So there has to be rank and files. There has to be order and structure. Otherwise, when there is no structure, there is no order. Have you not seen protests when there is no order? The mob takes advantage. Oh, this is a peaceful protest. So there has to be order. The peaceful, we were there when we saw the NSAS protest. Good initiative, but because there was no leader, there was no order, there was no ranking. Everybody does whatever. All of us are the leader. How did it end? Mayhem, death, casualties. Because a crowd that is not orderly is a mob. I can't achieve anything with a mob. Instead, it's destruction. So because of that, everybody files. Everybody brings themselves under structure, under organization. That's number one. Number two, why do I become a Kingsman? It's because in our purpose, we are not just raising financially free people who raise other financially free people. The nature of our business is in such a way that if you're climbing the ramp, listen to me very carefully. Somebody asked me a question. I was asking the question and answer. Somebody asked me, I'm going to answer that question and answer it then. If you're raising people in the business that we do, the higher you go, the better you become. You didn't hear me. In our business, the higher you go, the better you become. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully, because I'm explaining deep truths. In our business, the more successful you are, the more humble you become. The business has the ability to make you a better person as you're growing. So when you see a leader, he has more patience, has more humility, he has more empathy, he has more tolerance. If you don't have tolerance, if you don't have humility, if you don't have empathy, if you don't have love, you can't grow. You will scatter your team. Show me a man at the top in this business consistently. When you look at you see some character that has been modified over time to enable him to host that dimension of greatness. If you're somebody that you started by talking to people anyhow, your team will keep going down until you learn how not to talk to people anyhow. If you're someone that is so proud, you keep building, your team will keep crashing until they learn humility. Because those are the character and the virtues that keep a team, that enable you to go high. So the way our business is, if you're succeeding in this business, there are certain character traits that you must imbibe that will enable you to hold a team. Otherwise, you got up one morning and somebody asks yourself, how come all of a sudden all my team died? All of a sudden, everything, attrition just happened. Everything is because there's certain character that is enabled for you can gather people, but to keep people, you need some level of character formation. So as you're succeeding in this business, I'm not saying someone that succeeded and maintains there that is not humble, that does not have love, that is not that doesn't have empathy, that doesn't have tolerance, that is not selfless, that doesn't work hard, that is not obedient, that is not loyal. Show me. The moment you start losing on all these qualities, your business begins to disintegrate, because the higher you go, the better you should become. That is the way this business is. Go and check it right from the great grandfathers of this business. They will tell you, listen to me, that the greatest thing about our business is not the money you make, but who you become in the process. It's not the money that you make. That's the greatest, is who you have become. Our business is one business that if you have to succeed, you must metamorphosize. You must metamorphosize. You must be transformed. If you can't transform above a certain level, your business, it can't host a team, because this is the team of volunteer army. This is the team of volunteer army. It's your character that keeps it. It's not there's nobody that uses cane on anybody here. If you don't come off, no, it's your character, your level of character that sustains the growth under you. So if you're not growing, there's a level of team you can't keep. So if you're going to grow in this business, it enforces, it places a demand on you to metamorphosize. Otherwise, you can't be successful. You can make money, you crash. You can make money, you crash. Somebody asked me a question. He said, why is it that I have seen this business and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me? I don't understand why when I came into the business, there are people I saw as leaders. They were the people I saw as leaders. They were doing well. They have made money. Me, I've not even made a lot of money, but I'll do this business like to my last breath. But how come there are people I've seen in this business? They've made more money. They are leaders. And they've seen, to how come do they quit? That's the question the guy asked me. Me, I've not made so much money, but I've understood this business. I've understood leverage. I've understood the vision. I will stay here till I breathe my last. But how come I saw some leaders, they started making money, they were celebrated, they have a large team. How come what is it that those people say? Is there anything that they are saying? Is there anything that is making them to quit? I've seen everything in this business. Why are people quitting? Why do people quit the business? And I answered that guy. And the answer is simple. In this business, when you're growing and you're growing and you're succeeding, it is required that your character changes alongside with your growth. If you're growing and your character is not changing commensurately, what are the characters that changes? You become more humble. You become more loyal, more obedient. You become more simple. You become more empathetic. You become more tolerant. You become more selfless. You become more hardworking. Those are the characters that should engender your growth in this business. And the reason that character is engendering your growth is because when you grow, you duplicate. So if you're growing in the business and you're becoming a leader and you're selfish, you're proud, you're not ready to serve, you're keeping grudges, you're disloyal. If the business allows you to grow, when you grow to a GA leader or when you go to a big leader, you will corrupt the team. You're supposed to be changing while you're growing. So that when you're duplicating a sane organization, an organization that is simple, humble, kind, obedient, loyal. If you're growing and you're eating codes as a leader, you eat and you steal. Ha! As a leader, you're stealing. As a leader, you're selfish. You're using people. As you grow in this business and you're succeeding, people are supposed to use you, not you using people. But as a leader, you're growing, you're using people. What happens is that the system shakes you out. The system shakes you out. The system shakes you out. How? All of a sudden, you lose the vision. You just go. Because if you are not growing in character, commensurate to you will soar, you will stain, you will corrupt your team. So what happens is that if you're growing like that, the devil will come after you. And when the devil comes after you, he will catch you because your motives are not pure. So all of a sudden, he begins to show you some things that takes you out of the business. The devil came to Judas Iscariot and caught him. The same devil came for Peter. Jesus said, no, the enemy has desired to sift you as wheat, but I prayed for you that he stood and said, Peter, you cannot go. The reason is simple. He did not fight for Judas because Judas was corrupt. Imagine an apostle that is stealing. He was stealing. The money they put, he was stealing the money from the purse. Imagine you're with the master, you're thinking of how to sell him, how to scam. He doesn't need that. So when the devil came for him, come and be going. So most of the people that actually quit the business, if you check their character, they were stealing codes, they were selfish, they were not growing. So even though they were making money, their character was not aligning. Go and check it. So when the enemy came for them, they couldn't stand. Because if you grow and become a leader and you don't change, you will corrupt. Is that not why we have the devil? He was the ranking prince in heaven and he was corrupt. He corrupted one third. So before you get to that place, you're shifted out. But as you're growing, you're becoming more humble. You're becoming more loyal. You're becoming more selfless. You can't steal. Instead of you to steal, you use the money and give. That is what leadership. When you get to that point, even when the devil comes for everybody, when the devil comes for you, God will say, I pray for your faith to not fail. You will stand ground because I want you to replicate. You see, that seed. I want you to replicate a sane generation because our business is duplication. Duplication means giving birth. If I'm corrupt, I will give birth to corrupt generation. If I'm sound, I'll give birth to sound. If I'm selfish, I'll give birth to selfish. I will give birth to a character that is in tandem with me. See, my character is not becoming better. You must go out. You must go out. It's just a matter of time. Why? Because we're not just raising people with money. If we raise people with money without character, they will come to a place where they use that money and affect the world negatively. You don't know. Look at the pirate confraternity that William Shenker started. When they started that confraternity, it was not supposed to be a cult. But because they were gaining ranks, but character was not defined. So guess what happened? At the point, because the character was not defined, some people now turned it. So if you are making money and you're not building a character, one day we can use that money. Some people can say, I'm making money. After all, let's sponsor terrorism. It will shock you if you're building financially free people. They use that financially free money and start sponsoring things. So if you are not growing in character in such a way that you cannot not but do good, it can affect the world positively. Don't you know that people can make money at the hem and use that money and affect the world negatively? After they're financially free, what are you talking? But when your character is in tandem, it's impossible for you to now get to that. Your character has been formed now, so it can't affect the world negatively. So the mindset of God is to bring his own character from heaven to dominate the earth. That's his will. You see, you're the one that is checking codes, checking team. God's not checking team. God is the team you're building. What kind of team are you building? Are you building a team that has my culture and my character? Are you building a team that can represent my image? Are you building a team that represents the image of the devil? So if you're not changing the character, you'll be out of the game. He said, teach us how to pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, your kingdom come. The whole purpose is he wants his will, he wants his nature and character to dominate the earth. And this business is a business that as you're doing it, it modifies your character. It modifies it gradually. It's not easy, but surely until the point where your character begins to image like God. So when you now make that money, you cannot be tempted to use it to oppress. You don't know people make money that are using it to oppress people. So if your character is not changing, you will be cleared out of the way so that we can have a pure breed. That is why this is listen. This is the only business where people submit themselves on their own. What character are they learning? Obedience, loyalty. This is the business where people go out of their way to do things for other people. It's not natural. Let me take obedience, for example. You will see somebody, by the way, you see somebody that is young. He has a team. The team, he's young. He has a team that's older than him. But it's only in this business the older person will respect that person. He's teaching you not to be proud. Meanwhile, among our inductors today, we have an 11-year-old boy that's a Kingsman. 11-year-old. Yet his team will yield to him. It's only in this business that you drop your ego and yield to an 11-year-old guy. You can't do it in the world. What's it teaching you? The character of obedience, the character of humility. Because that's what God did. He was God. Yet he dropped all his God. He came and submitted to a man. A mere man that he created, slapped him, he collected. That's character, that's culture. And this business is one of the businesses that makes you to walk in that dimension. So let me tell you something. As long as you're running this business, there is certain things you have to follow. At this moment, I'm going to pause. I talked about the 11-year-old guy. He's 11 years old and he's a Kingsman in this business. And he's doing so well. He was a child that was an autistic child. He got into this business. This business changed everything about him. And today he's doing so well. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to welcome the youngest Kingsman to be inducted. That is supposed to, even though it's a pre-induction, I want us to welcome the youngest Kingsman. His name is Sochukwu Nwosu. Please, I want you to bring him up to just speak to us for 5 minutes. Please bring him up. Sochukwu Nwosu. He's 11 years old. He's 11 years old. I want you to see what our business does to people. Please put him, spotlight him. 11 years old, he's a Kingsman to be inducted. Please put 11 years old on. Quickly. Make him co-host, bring him on. Let's stay for him for 5 minutes. Host, please bring him on. While he comes on, I want you to say, so our business is not just to come and make money. Making money is a secondary part, but the business is to transform. All right, is it there? All right, please. Spotlight him, please.
The CRN, making co-host.
He's already a co-host. He's a co-host.
Spotlight him.
His video is not turned on. His video is not turned on.
Time to turn on his video and spotlight him. Please, we have him. Okay, while we're waiting for him, please, the GA leader, signify me where he comes. I want to show you that it's not just making money. The purpose of this business is redefining and transforming a generation. That's primarily the purpose of the business, redefining and transforming a generation. So you didn't come here to make money. Will you make money? Of course you will make money. But why am I in this business? I want to raise a nation, a team that will redefine a generation. If a child that was born autistic could come to a point where he's in charge, as at 11 years old, he's in charge of his team. That is the level of the business we're talking about. Is he here? Please make him co-host so we can continue.
I think his network is not so stable, but I don't know. Go CRN, the network throws him in and out.
So please get back to me. Let's continue. Get back to me whenever his network is stable. Okay. Get back to me. All right? So like I said, the purpose, if you understand the purpose of running this business, then on your own by yourself, you will conform. It is only in our business that people on their own have their character changed and transformed. So if your character is not transforming, you can become a Kingsman today. If you are not changing your character, trust me, you don't have a future. Because our goal is to raise not just crowd, but a crowd of people with certain texture. When they say you're a diamond, what it means is that this guy is a hard worker. This guy has intrinsic qualities. This guy doesn't budge. This guy can't be bought. It's not just raising people that have money. It's raising a unique set of people.
I think the mother is around. I think let's just keep the mother since our network has not been stable. Talk about her.
Okay, let the mother talk about him. I would have loved the boy to speak himself, but you can make the mother a co-host. Let the mother speak about him.
I'd love the boy to speak himself, but
let the mother speak about him quickly.
Make Dr. Sylvia co-host.
Please spotlight her. Let her talk about the boy.
Hello.
Please let her put her video so let her
Yes.
put her video on so you can spotlight her.
In the room, just go outside and see so I can have a better network. If you're inside trying to talk, you don't get a good network. Go outside and talk.
No, I think it's my. Yes, I've been trying to like get him. It's like the network is very bad where he is. Hello?
Go ahead, speak, we can hear you. Go ahead, speak, we can hear you.
Okay, I've told him to move from his position. He's not with me here right now. He's currently in Ekiti State, so I think the network is poor, but I told him to move around. Well, Kosi is 11 years old. He was born an autistic child. He wasn't able to speak until 3 years. Was 3 years old, and also being separated from his mother for a while. I'm his mother. Kosi is a very special child. He's one child that he's just a go-getter. He is a go-getter. In February when I was celebrated, so he watched the video, so he was with me, and he was like, "Mom, I can do this." I was like, "No, 11 years, do what? Please, this is for adults." He said, "No." He challenged me. What he told me was that, he said, "Wealth or learning, greatness is not by age." He said, "I can do this." And I said, okay, for starters, I just registered him, and lo and behold, he took up. He went through his SMO. Why he wasn't even in Nigeria? I wasn't with him. I was just monitoring. I and Madam Goodness send him. He will send his voice note, and even when he was supposed to become an active partner, Mastermind doubted because of the age. So I sent all the voice notes. Mastermind spoke to him personally. And when he wasn't onboarded, I remember the voice note that he sent to Mastermind. He said, "Hello, Mastermind. My name is Kosi. You called on video. I went to church. I want to tell you that I can do this. Don't look at my age. I know this is something I can do." And he was added. And so far, so good. Running an initiative, a Diamond Keys initiative, which is the managing director. He deals with kids. He talks with kids in schools, in church program, and he's doing booking calls. It's just so marvelous. He's so outstanding. And he has stood tall. He attends DV meeting, even though he had to go to school. He still attends the meeting on a daily basis, and whatever is required to do, he's doing it. And I am so challenged by an 11-year-old, because at 11 I was still holding my mother's apron, but this 11-year-old boy has taught me what life is all about. And even if I'm not his mother, I will still be very proud of him, because I haven't seen such a fire. I haven't seen such maturity. He speaks and people will say, is this boy really 11? And he has come to even understand the network marketing more than me, because he develops AI for making booking calls. He developed website. He has a website. He developed a website for his diamond project, and he did mine. And at 11. So honestly, today is one of the happiest days of my life, not just as a mother, but also as a leader. I have someone like him. Honestly, so I am so proud of him, and I know that the whole Diamond Project should be proud of him. I want to check in again, because he's not with me currently. He's somewhere. So I want to check again if truly that he can move to a location where his video and his audio will work very well, so that everyone can see him. So thank you very much, President. Thank you very much, my mentor, Mastermind. I am so grateful for this opportunity.
All right, you're welcome. So we will still, if you can, please, we'll still want to see him before we close the meeting. The meeting might close in the next 15 minutes or so. So please, if you can, let us know. We still want to see him. And congratulations for being the mother and all that, and encouraging him as well. So please go ahead. If you can, we'll love to see him. So contact your mastermind, let him contact me so I can bring him up. Now, this kid is doing diamond kicks, of course, with the approval of the mastermind. He's only the Diamond Kids project, though. He's on his Diamond Kids. You see, he's on his project is Diamond Kids. So he's raising a kid, he's raising children. He's a Kingsman. He has 5 active partners, all inducted at 11. Let me tell you guys something. For those of us that think, okay, we're just here to make money. No, money is just the secondary advantage. Is the consequential advantage of what we're doing. What we're here to do is to raise a tribe of diamonds that are caught in a specific way. Do you know this kid now will raise people his age? Oh, he will raise people his age. Imagine how financially free he will be at 13, 14, 15. So it's not just making money, he will raise. Now, the diamond is caught in a special way. So our business is raising people with a certain culture. Now, finally, what is the purpose of our business? It's so that when we raise these guys and they have money and character, then we cannot just affect the world, we will change the world. Let me say it again. When you have 500,000 diamonds, it's not 500,000 millionaires. You can be a millionaire and not be a diamond. The goal is not to raise millionaires, it's to raise diamonds. Imagine we have 500,000 diamonds. We will not just affect the world positively. We will recolonize this age. And that is why anything you can do as a Kingsman, I beg you, anything you can do as a Kingsman to become an emerging cell leader and come for Infanizo, please come. Because in Infanizo, I'm going to be unwrapping the whole vision and the whole dream, step by step. Network marketing is just a vehicle. It's just a vehicle for us to get to our destination. I'm going to be unveiling the destination at Infanizo. You see, you will be glad you came to Enfanizo. Enfanizo is for emerging cell leaders only. Our business is not just an market, just a vehicle. So why am I saying this? If you understand the business we're doing, that's when it's now dawned on you. We're not just here to make money. We're here to create an intrinsic movement of not just people that have money, but people who are caught to a certain culture, character. In fact, we're here to recolonize this age. What we're doing is bigger than us. Because when time stops, what we're doing will continue. There's nobody here that will live for the next 100 years, maybe apart from the 11-year-old boy. But when we stop and we depart this earth, the things we did in Diamond Project will exceed us. The way the British colonized Nigeria, I'm speaking English. Why am I not speaking Igbo? Because a colony came to Nigeria and colonized us. They brought their culture, they brought their kingdom, they brought their attitude, and they influenced us. So I'm speaking English, I wear suits, I drink tea. That is not our original culture. That's not who we are as Nigerians. But we have been recolonized, and we are happy that we're colonized. I went to school. That's colonization. They brought their United Kingdom, they brought their kingdom and imposed their kingdom on us. And we are happy for it. In the same way, the coach I can say him, please make him co-host. In the same way, we're raising a group of people that will redefine and recolonize our age. So it's beyond making money. So for that to happen, if he's ready, please let me know. If you make him co-host, let me know. So for that to happen, ladies and gentlemen, you must follow the rankings. You must follow the rankings. From emerging active partner to Kings. Okay, he's around now. All right, let's hear from him. Please unmute him and unmute him and spotlight him quickly, please. Okay, you know what? We're having, like I said, we're having the proper induction next week. So please prepare him to come and speak next week. This is pre-induction. This is not the main induction. So we're having the proper induction next week. So let him prepare, get the place at his proper network, and we're going to give him time to talk next week. All right. So let's continue because my time is almost up. Right? I just have 2 more minutes. So the goal is this. Why are we doing what we're doing? Because this generation is depending on us. It's not one person that can do it. It's not Ambassador Michael Okoli. No. It's the conglomerate efforts of every one of us. One person can't change this world. Many of us that are caught as one will change this world. Why are we doing this business? It's not just to make money. It's to bring the culture and the character, a certain culture and a character to recolonize our age. So when you see that person, oh, that's it. When somebody talks, are you a diamond? Yes, I'm a diamond. Are you a diamond? You see somebody, they come, everybody's shunting. He will not shunt. He will follow straight line. Ah, this guy is different. I'm a diamond. I'm part of the diamond tribe. Oh, this guy is different. Oh, this guy is different. This guy drives a Rolls Royce. Yet he's so humble. He must be a diamond. He has so much money, yet he's so humble. You won't even know that he has money. In fact, you can even push him on the road. He must. Are you sure you're not part of a diamond tribe? I'm a diamond. No wonder. This person is always ready to help. He's selfless. He's sacrificial. He's a billionaire, yet he's listening to an 11-year-old. This character, this civilization. Who are these guys? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the purpose of the business that we do. And that is why we must come to a point where we deliberately conform. Because I can do it on my own. It's not about you can do it on your own. It's a group thing. We have to come in numbers, and numbers with the same attitude. That's why we're inducting Kingsmen. So when you become a Kingsman, you cannot say, I want to quit, I want to quit, I want to quit. Because when push comes to shove, what they will ask you, when time stops, when you come to the end of your life, nobody will ask you, you wear a Balenciaga shirt. Hey, nobody will ask you all of those things. The next couple of years, this thing will rotten. What they will ask you is, how far with Diamond Project though? How far with bringing the civilization? What did you do? So I want to welcome everybody. You're part of a movement that will transcend you. You're part of a movement that will live after you. Your great-grandfather will say, thank God your great-grandchild will say, thank God my great-grandfather was part of this movement that revolutionized the world. It's beyond us. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason. So if you have this perspective, then you'll be willing to go through what it takes. You will take it seriously. Next Kingsmanship, this thing, once it's 9:50, you have entered already. You can't come late. And no matter what you do, become an emergency. We're not looking for everybody, actually, because this civilization is going to just a handful. Like I told you, we don't have a problem with crowd, but we're not looking for everybody. But I'll advise you, when at Enfanizo, I'll be unveiling the whole dream for everybody to see. Become an emergency leader. With that, I bring this meeting to a close. The next induction. So what I'm going to do is this. On next Saturday, I'll be doing the proper Kingsman induction. So invite even the old Kingsmen, let them come for this induction on next Saturday. So it's going to be open to all the Kingsmen. And once it is 10 o'clock, 10:05, we'll shut down. We're going to use maximum of 1,000 rooms. So those that come late may not gain entrance. And that's what's going to be. So congratulations to everybody that made it today. Congratulations for the pre-induction training. It became necessary for me to explain the purpose of what we're doing. At Enfanizo, I'm going to open up these things. So try and become an emergency leader. Try and come to Enfanizo, and you might just be the pioneers of something that will transcend you, something that will outlive you, something that your great-grandchildren will enjoy from. See you guys at Enfanizo. God bless you. Hand over the meeting to Ambassador Sam to close.
All right, thank you so much, boss. Please let's give him some appreciation. Let's comment down below. Let's comment down and drop our emojis and everything. Thank you so much. Imagine if going to there's this thing we say when we're in Enugu that You want to buy snuff from the side of the market. From there, you now enter the real market. So if this one is just preamble, if this is like the beginning, okay, now let us prepare to now prepare. If it's like this, so I wonder how next week is going to be. If you miss it, sorry, your name is sorry. Thank you so much. And all our brothers all across Africa that are here, we celebrate all of you. Thank you so much, boss. God bless you. We sign out. All right. Thank you. And everyone have a great one today. All right. Bye-bye.